All right, we are back for the second part. So we left
Hello.
off. Yes, this is Zach still. So far the only guy that has been enthusiastic about this. That I'm actually having fun with. God, I'm gonna get yelled at by everybody else, all my fucking close friends right now. I mean, like, what the fuck you mean? Like, like you know what you mean? Go look at the fucking videos. Jeez. But yeah.
Okay, is it okay to talk about this? So
Remember, you can talk about
that
whatever
brings
you
up a
want.
good point. That brings up a good point. Honestly, earlier during the break, we were talking about how
In the in between.
I was behaving a little more energetic, I guess.
Yeah.
And I haven't listened to all the episodes that you've done so far. I've only listened to the first one.
Don't.
But you've told me that you told me that you're that all your other guest hosts have not been participating,
well
you know, energy wise.
Yeah, like their whole attitude just changes at the beginning. Like I guess like how we did it right now, like how, you know, there's no recording and then their true colors come out, and then once that recording hits, it's like, oh yeah, and I'm like, where the fuck was it? You know, where the hell did it go? Why do you change because I'm recording this? Like I'm bringing you on because of that. You know, I don't want this basic bitch shit that you're bringing on. But yeah, I mean, but then again,
that brings up a good point about how people want other people to see.
Yeah,
them.
but then again, I can only
all behave differently according to the audience.
Yeah, but again, I can only have them do so much and ask so much of them, and as well, you know, like I'm barely starting this, you know, like I'm bringing in people that a few people like literally last minute, you know. Luckily, I told you a week ahead of time, so you had time to prep up or whatever. Yeah. But everybody else, it's like literally like, I need you now, and it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, you know, besides that, they're gonna fucking kill me. I still love them. All right, I still love you guys. If you're hearing this,
don't right. Be ashamed of it, okay? For those listening, don't be ashamed of behaving differently when the mic is on and the recording starts. That's just, you know, that's just our defense mechanism. Yeah. We don't want to be canceled. We don't want to be, judged.
I mean, I'm the one to talk. Like, look at me. Like in the first recording to now, you know, I am much more opened now than I was before. You know, like the first one, I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna fucking do? You know, like I was struggling just to put shit together, and I had so much to edit because there were so many quiet parts. I'm like, this is crap. This is so much crap that is happening right now. But now it's like it's getting easier.
You're just too hyper aware of things. You gotta have an outside opinion, on stuff like that.
No, yeah, but I'm a little bit more comfortable. You know, I'm still working on it, but you know, I don't want to be a hypocrite and say, oh, I know how to act in front of the camera when literally you go to the first episode and it's like, you're idiot, then what the fuck is this? You know, and people clipping it.
Yeah. But earlier, you wanted to talk about one of my survival jobs.
I mean, if you want to call it like that, then yes, one of your, you know,
that's what it was, really.
One of your previous occupations. But go ahead and tell them.
While I was still an art student, I, for the first year, my parents were paying for my living situation. Mm-hmm. After I moved out, I was living in 3 apartments. You know, not at the same time, of course. I moved from one to another. And when I finally settled down, my parents helped me pay for everything.
Hold up. I was like, holy shit, you're that rich? Like, you literally living in 3 separate apartments?
No.
And here I am.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So after the first year, my parents told me, this is the day that we're going to cut you off. You know, so definitely get a job and save up. And I'm like, awesome. I worked retail at a Goodwill. That was horrible, and I'm never doing retail again.
Oh yeah. No, we don't recommend anyone.
It's a long story. A guy shat on the floor, in the middle of one of my shifts, and that was the end of it.
Did they tell you to clean it up or no?
No.
No?
I wasn't going to either way.
Yeah, fucking people that work in those kinds of jobs, like their managers are like, you need to clean that up, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting paid for that, and they'll take advantage of you.
No.
But
That was the end of retail forever. I'm never going back to that.
Oh yeah, we don't recommend.
And then I just like worked at warehouses a little bit. Finally, I settled into being a security guard for 3 years.
Yeah.
Over 3 years.
Oh, 3 years. Oh.
And one of the things about being a security guard was the very first thing that people always ask me when I was a security guard was, what kind of training did you go through? I'm like, have you ever worked at Goodwill? They're like, yeah, or and they're like, well, no, but like, and I say like, it's the same. Apply to Goodwill, you apply to being a security guard. It's the same thing.
Did you tell them about the shitting story?
Your literal the actual qualifications of being a security guard are: do you have a brain? You have 2 hands. Congratulations, here's your badge. because like, and you know, like there'll be this big show about how qualified you have to be. There's going to be this show of like, oh, here's your training, here's what you need to know. You need to know the whole map of the city. You need to know like how to handle pepper spray. You need to know you need to buy your own body armor because you don't want to get stabbed to death. Then they station you at front desk of an office building and you check people in for their appointments, and that's literally your life as a security guard.
I was promised
the basic functions of a security guard.
Yeah, I was promised
the basic functions of a security guard is
action. Where the fuck is it?
It's being you're a human security camera. That's what you are.
Yeah,
you're a human security camera. That's all it is.
Because it's like when you're being promised all that, and then what was your beginning pay wage for that job, if you want to say?
Like 15 an hour.
15 an hour.
I think.
So when you're being paid 15 an hour, and then they promise you the stabbing, the shooting, the muggling, and the tackling, you're not gonna do that. All right, you're not a cop. All right, in that pay wage, no, you're not gonna be doing that in that pay wage. Maybe there'll be a time, but no, that's not a day-to-day basis. All right.
So like I want, for those who are listening, I want you to take, if you take anything out of like this segment about being a security guard, take this. Don't ever expect a security guard to fight someone. Don't ever do that. If you see a security guard calling the cops, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. All right. If a security guard is picking fights with someone, they're doing their job wrong. That is a speed run to getting a lawsuit. It is a security guard picking a fight with someone.
Okay, there's I guess that scenario that I would say is like some guy is like spitting on something or causing a disturbance, a public disturbance inside of a store, and then they're like, everyone's like, you know, just standing there. Then they look at you and you're like, well, what the fuck you want me to do? I ain't trained for this shit.
Dude, I'm not gonna pick a fight with that guy. I'm like, okay, so like the first thing you do is like you go up to the guy and you tell him to leave, and if he doesn't leave, back off.
Well, that's it.
Call for backup.
And by backup, he means the police.
There's this one film called Observe and Report. That's all about like being a security guard. I would say watch that movie, and that's basically what it is.
Yeah. He's not Paul Mart.
That's what it.
You are not Paul Mart.
Like every security guard that I know hates the movie Paul Blart Mall Cop. The movie is so terrible.
I mean, I find it funny.
It is such a misleading piece.
Yeah. Like that's not the reality of it. All right, that movie would have ended very much more quickly with him getting killed and then the police coming in. That's how it would have ended. But no. But yeah, like did they expect the security guard to like be a Superman and all that during that situation? And I'm like, no, bitch. Like I'm fucking the toy maker here.
Yeah.
Like I'm nothing without these gadgets.
Yeah, so that's what I personally want anyone
Yeah.
listening to take out of this is that don't ever expect a security guard to, and I know some of you are probably like thinking like, oh, what about bouncers? You know, what about security guards who do get their hands on people? Yeah,
Yeah, they will.
that does happen.
No, they will.
There is a profession of security guards and there's a profession of bouncers who do put their hands on people.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to do that because that's their job.
Yeah.
But like for any security guard who like wears like a polo with a badge on it, chances are they're not gonna put their hands on you. And if they do, they're doing their job wrong. You can tell that to them. You can say you are not to put your hands on me. You can tell them that.
I guess you know that meme of like from I guess Pawn Stars. You know you've seen Pawn Stars, right?
I have.
Yeah, and you know that meme where it's like someone brings in something and then they're like, I want $200 for this, and then the guy's like, best I can do is like 50 cents.
They're like scammers. They're swindling.
Yeah, and then like best I can do is 50 cents. I guess you can put yourself in that context where you're like, where I guess they're like, I mean, you're like, I can do this, and then they're like, well, I want you to do other stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I expect you to tackle them, and then the best I can do is just tell them no.
Comes in, picks them up, and like throws them out of the store. Yeah, that happens. It's a real thing. That's a real profession, and some like for that profession, that's allowed.
Yeah,
you can do that.
Like if they don't have a gun, they're not going to do anything else other than no.
Oh God, yeah. Honestly, I'm not going to go into
right
into that.
But let's hear some of your crazy stories, because I know you worked during the whole George Floyd protest, that tragic stuff that happened. And I know you would I would message you saying are you all right? I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks. Did you get fucking killed at the Apple store? Trying to protect that damn cheese grater that they invented.
Okay. So yeah, I forget exactly when this happened. It happened last year, right? Okay, yeah, last year. I want to say February.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So last year, I was still a security guard.
Mm-hmm.
I quit, by the way. I'm working in a different job now. But anyway, last year I was doing security for one of the Apple stores in downtown Portland, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked overnight. So I was doing the graveyard shift. So I would come in at around 7 p.m. and I would leave at around 7 a.m. So it would be it was a 10-hour shift, but I would always get there an hour early.
Right.
And then I would leave an hour late. So one of the nights that I was working, I was never aware of this. I heard the news and I heard about George Floyd and it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who killed him, unnecessary shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that's just another bit of sad news to me. It was damn.
Another shit added to the pile with the whole other
shit
that was happening at the time.
There's a bunch of other shit happening. Apparently, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Oh, yeah. Everyone freaked out about it.
Yeah.
So the protest happened, and I wasn't aware of it until the start of my shift. When I came in, I was relieving the guard who was there. I was putting my uniform on, and she was like, hey Zach, so you might want to keep an eye out. There's probably going to be a protest happening around here. So definitely keep an eye out and definitely have the police on speed dial. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Protest happens, like a big parade of people come by, and I'm watching them and I'm waving and they're giving me the bird because they think I'm a cop. And one of them steps out of the crowd and he pulls down his pants and he rubs his dick against the glass window.
So pleasing.
And I give him a heart shape, nice. And
later, call me.
And he goes away. Another person comes in from the crowd, pulls down his pants and rubs his dick against the window. And I just look away and start dialing 911.
That's how STD starts.
Like I start dialing 911, but I don't call. I don't hit call. I just like have it ready, you know, because I have a feeling that someone's going to commit vandalism on the building, and I have to call the police when it happens.
One dick was good. It was okay, but two dick rubs. Oh.
No, it was okay. Look, it's not the dick rubs that got me trying to think about the police. It was like everything else. There was a lot of people. I imagined, okay, if someone's going to rub their dick on the window, chances are someone's going to whack like a pole against the glass, because that's happened. Anyway, so that happens, and the people go away, and I'm like, okay, nothing happened. Sweet. Then, like 30 minutes later, another big crowd of people come by. One big dude, like he was like wearing this big red sweater. One huge guy steps away from the crowd, and he's holding like this big metal pole. Like, I don't know what kind of metal pole it was. It was a big bludgeon, you know? And, so I pull my phone out, and I'm like, okay, here it comes. And, the most miraculous thing happens. A bunch, like I want to say 3 or 4 people step out of the crowd. You know, as this big dude is walking up to the window, you got, like, some people in the crowd cheering him on. Some people in the crowd, like, yelling over each other. And then 3 people step out, and they try to get between him and the glass, and they try to stop him.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, that kind of, I was beside myself at that point. That was, I
was going to have to say no to him.
Oh, okay.
What happened?
But so what happened was they tried to get between him and the glass, and they were trying to stop him. They were trying to talk him down. And, he gets by them, and he breaks the glass with the bludgeon. Now, I gotta correct myself. When I say he broke it, this glass is bullet resistant. You know, it is made with a special type of rubber layered between it, so that even when you break the glass, you're not going to break the window. You're not going to break through it. You know, a car could run right into this shit, and it wouldn't go through it. It would just break it.
Like, it'll still hold its shape, but you'll just see the spider web, that, I guess, the glass spider web that is created in the impact.
Exactly. So you'll see it broken, but you won't break through it. It's layered with like a very tough rubber.
Right.
So that being said, he does break the glass. You know, he whacks the pole against the window and he breaks the glass. Right when he does this, a dozen other people run out from the crowd. They run out from the protesting crowd, all of them carrying their own melee weapons, and they start drumming these melee weapons against the glass.
Yeah,
all you could hear is the sound of these guys thumping their big old bludgeons against the window, breaking the glass, but none of them breaking through it. They surrounded the building. They start trying to break through the windows. And even though I thought in my heart of hearts that they would never break through it, I thought it would have been a great idea to just like get the fuck out of it. So I run to like the back door, and I go through the back door and I lock it behind me. And then I go through another back door and I lock that behind me. And then I go upstairs to the break room, because this is a 2-story building. It's a 2-story Apple store. And then I call the police. And you know, when you're inside a building that's being broken into by a bunch of angry people, probably want to hurt anybody who looks remotely like a cop. The last thing you want to hear when you're dialing 911 is we're sorry.
Oh, no.
911 is experiencing a
large
high volume of calls at this point. We'll be with you as soon as we can.
Oh my god, dude. Holy crap.
30 seconds of that goes by and I'm sweating bullets. Because I got 2 locked doors between me and possible death.
Time to write that will. Time to write that will.
And it was at that moment that I realized to myself, oh man, I left my laptop down there. So then I start like budgeting, like on the spot. I start like thinking to myself what kind of stuff I need to replace.
You started budgeting.
Finally, the police answer.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, thank God. So I'm inside the Apple Store. My name is Zach. I'm a security guard here, and the store is currently being broken into by an angry mob. And they're like, how many are there? And I'm like, about 12.
Maybe more.
They're all carrying weapons, and yeah, I can't get out of the building. You know, if I do, they're probably gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, the worst they could probably do is whack me in the head and then leave.
They're gonna tell me no, like how I told them.
And so this is like the next thing you don't want to hear when you're calling the police.
Mm-hmm.
The dispatcher says that they currently sent everybody to try to contain the riot, because, you know, at that point when people are breaking into a building, it's a riot. It's no longer a protest, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So the police couldn't get to me. So I had to stay in this locked room for about an hour before the police finally got to the building and, you know, sedated the mob in their own brutal way.
Uh-huh. In their own special
I got a call from my boss.
Uh-huh.
Yelling at me to get out of the building. I told him I couldn't because, you know, if I try to leave, they're gonna see me. So my boss says, okay, stay there. We're gonna send somebody to get you. And they did. They sent an armed security officer to get me, and like this, and they finally got to me once the police got to me. So it was all safe. Everybody, you know, like, held each other's backs, and we all all sang Kumbaya.
So there were still people there when they got there, like the rioters were still there.
Oh yeah.
Were they inside the store?
Oh yeah. So once I got down and had my armed escort, the building had been broken into, but it wasn't broken into through the windows. Apparently, the rioters had to get through the door in order to break into the building.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got downstairs, I could still see some people from the mob, like, rushing into the store, grabbing something, and then rushing out.
Did they take your laptop?
And there were still people, like, grabbing stuff, pulling them out.
Did they take your laptop or no?
Thankfully not.
No.
Yeah, I was actually surprised.
Okay.
So, you know, kudos.
Oh man.
Whoever robbed the store, thank you for not taking my shit.
They probably saw it wasn't an Apple product and I'm like, ew, no.
It was a gaming laptop, so it would have sold for like
it would have sold more.
$500.
Would have sold more. I mean, that's more valuable. But either way, so after your escort took you out, what happened afterwards?
Right afterwards, I stayed in the main office of my security building, and I stayed there with 3 other armed security guards.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't there for me; they were just like there, you know,
for the riot.
But yeah, we just hung out there for the rest of the night. Come 8 o'clock, everything calmed down, and the mayor of the city called for like what was it? Basically, he locked the city down. The mayor did.
Right.
That means the trains couldn't run. So I had to walk home.
We're locking the city down. No trains. That's the best we can do.
Yeah, so I had to walk home, and that took about an hour and a half.
Oh shit, dude! Like, I know you.
And then it rained.
what a slap in the face.
Honestly, I was having a blast.
That was the hardest part, the rain. Not the rides, it was the rain. But I know you somewhat told me this before, but I never knew it went down like this, you know? Because I know you also made a post about it a while back, I guess during the time, but when I read it, I never knew. I mean, I guess you. I don't remember, but I know you weren't. It wasn't as explicit as all of this happening. And then you also made a little comic, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like me just thinking like, oh, okay, he just made it just for fun, you know, because of everything going on. You know, he's telling his own story. But now that I'm remembering the comic, and then you're telling me this, I'm like, oh, all right. No wonder he made the comic. And now I feel like an asshole because I did a spin-off of it, and I'm like, I'm just feeding the fire to his trauma.
No. So it was typically my life is not all that exciting, so like this kind of shit kind of like got my gears rolling, you know.
I'll post the comic, both of ours, up. Bam, there it is. You know, if you allow me to. No, I'll just post mine. But Jesus, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, free clout, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not just on here because I want to. I'm here to get. All right, you were saying?
No. So basically, like you said, you know, after the experience, I drew like a 3-panel comic, basically summarizing, my transition from calm to panic. In that situation. Yeah, you know, like the first panel just basically shows my initial reaction to a crowd of people flipping me off. The second panel shows everybody surrounding the building and me kind of like inching towards the door, and the third panel shows like me screaming while everybody's like banging their weapons against the glass.
Damn, I'm sorry.
Don't be. That was awesome. No, it was an experience.
No, I mean, I'm sorry because if only I knew more, you know, then I would have like never done that comic, knowing that, oh shit, you know, like
I'm glad you did.
I'm over here like traumatizing him more by making these negative protesters that did that, you know, into these
so
dead space monsters.
Sorry, I gotta cut in when you said protesters, negative protesters. So I say this, I said this in my Reddit post when I shared the comic on Reddit. I said this. I said there is a difference, you know, between a rioter and a protester.
Right.
Protesters aren't there to cause trouble. Protesters are there to send a message, you know?
Right.
They want to send a message about George Floyd and
the thing,
you know, his tragic death.
Right.
Rioters aren't there to send that message.
Right.
They're not there for the same reasons that
they're just taking advantage.
The protesters are there.
Of
you know, and this is very exemplary of what I mentioned before when that man came towards the glass with his bludgeon, and 3 people stepped in front of him.
Yeah, the ones that wanted to.
You know, they tried to stop him. They tried to tell him, like, you know, this is not why we're here. And, you know, that's endearing. That's very much what this is about. It's not like, it's not police versus them. You know, it's police versus the rioters.
Right.
And unfortunately, the protesters do get caught in the crossfire. Which is why the police need to be a bit less brutal about their tactics. You know.
Like at that point, they don't know who is who. They just see that, and it's like, we just need to defuse the situation at any means.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they were trained for.
Exactly.
And then, unfortunately, the innocent get crossed. Like how you said, they get caught in the crossfire. But yeah, you know, thank you, Fox News, for explaining that.
It is very unfortunate when you take several different sects of people and you bunch them together into one name, you know? Like, these are troublemakers.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's a bit more nuanced than that.
Yeah. But yes, again, thank you, Tom Tucker from Fox News, for coming onto the show and explaining your side of the story. Dude, like that's something that I wanted to tell you. Not that you look like Tom Tucker, but I wanted to do a bit at the beginning of the first episode and say I have you've heard of the band ABBA, right?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Well, it's a Swedish band that sings. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but a 4-group band of 2 women that consists of 2 women and 2 guys. And I was gonna say, oh, I have the guy from ABBA, one of the guys from ABBA here, because dude, I kid you not. Here, I'll post an image of the guy from ABBA from the album that I'm trying to describe. But
yeah,
that guy, when I've seen your face on the YouTube videos that you make, I was like, oh my god, you look so much like the second B in ABBA. I think his name is Benny something. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, people that are watching this. But yeah, like if you guys are wondering what he looks like the guy from ABBA in the second B. But yeah, that was like, all right.
Oh my god, you're right. I just Googled him.
No, it's the one where like they're in a car and they're like sitting down and one has, I think he's holding the cane. It's him. That's the guy. And I'm like,
he's like,
holy, huh?
Oh yeah, he's currently old, but like in his prime, he looked so much like me.
Yeah,
right.
I was like, holy shit, are you secretly the guy from Afro? I was like, damn.
We come from the same island.
But yeah, that's something that I wanted to do, but I guess in the moment I forgot. But yeah, so thankfully, aside from that, and to the protests and all that, thankfully you're here and you're alive and you're okay, just slightly traumatized and all that with it. Or
I jumped ship before it got worse.
Oh yeah.
We were talking earlier during the break about like right after I quit, the Apple Store recently got attacked again.
Mm-hmm. And
not only did it get attacked, but they wanted to step it up a little, so they set the building on fucking fire. They lit it. They lit it on fire. I forget if it was like a molly or if they just like ousted it with something and then threw a match on it. But yeah, they smoked the place, literally. And I had to get in touch with one of my security guard buddies and say like, hey, was someone posted at the Apple Store at that night? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, are they okay? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, thank God.
Oh man.
I want to see that guy's comic about his experience.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting, more than 3 panels. Damn,
so yeah, I jumped ship before it got worse, thankfully.
Yeah.
For me.
Oh shit.
Not for them.
All right, so we're already over the time. I guess with this conversation was amazing, and like unfortunately we don't have any more time to continue anymore. But whenever Zach here wants to come on again and explain or talk about anything else traumatic, he can. But yeah, like I would love to have him back on if he wishes, and if life allows us to. I just have one more person I have to do a reshoot with because the audio got all fucked up, like how I explained in the first one. Man. But yeah, it was bad. Hopefully the audio here, I was able to manage to like say, fix it hopefully, but yeah, the audio quality has been declining, but hopefully I got it fixed now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's good.
But yeah, you were supposed to be the last person I interviewed, and then after that, I was gonna do some other stuff like one thing was bringing a few people on, and then we're both viewers of Game Grumps. Well, you mostly. I've kind of like trailed off on it. I don't watch them as much as you do religiously. But you remember when they did that segment of like where they brought a few artists on and then they drew something from memory.
Yeah,
I fucking loved that. I loved it so much because of the way they would draw it. You know, they didn't care if you were a good artist or a bad artist, or you didn't know. You know, it was just there for the fun, for the laughs and the giggles. And I loved it so much. And then drama started, and you know, they had to end it, and I was disappointed. So I kind of
want to do something like that.
Yes, I want to do something like that. Like, I don't have the
That's
equipment.
so cool.
Yes, I don't have per se the equipment to do it exactly how they did it. You know, the only way I'm gonna be able to do it is by just showing my screen, and that's it. You know, and then how, you know, just drawing mine, and then afterwards we'll be showing everybody else's. You know, by them sending it in. You know, and I'll just be posting it up there. That's something that I want to do with everybody, not caring if you're a good artist or not, or you don't know how to draw. It's your first time drawing in you know, in forever, but I just want to see and laugh and, you know, just connect more with like that.
Well, whatever happens, I cannot be involved in that because apparently whenever I'm involved in anything where everybody draws, everybody hates me.
Why?
Because I'm too good, I guess.
I don't give a fuck. We'll put a timer on it. All right.
I'm not swinging my dick around. I'm just saying from experience. Every time I'm involved in like a game where we have to draw something, like Pictionary. Every time I play Pictionary, people are like, "Zach's cheating. He's too good at this," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up and let me play."
Dude, I would not care. You take as much time as you need, respected to the time, and I don't care if you draw the Mona Lisa. All right, like you do how you want to do it. You know,
let's not talk about the Mona Lisa.
Yeah. Wait, why?
Like, I can draw it.
Oh.
That's sacrilege.
But yeah, that's something that I want to do. And then, you know, the other thing is, you know, reacting to memes and all that. You know, just something fun, just a lot of fun shit. You know, and then bringing on maybe some viewers that are of age.
Yeah, so like anytime you want me, I'm like, I'll sing when the mic is on.
I'm glad. You know, that this by far it's been you're. You know what? Let's just leave it at that. Because I'm already gonna get yelled at by my friends at this point. But yeah,
guys, chill the hell out. You know, like,
yeah,
like it's okay. All right, I'm just, there have been some stuff that I thought about talking on here that I decided not to. It's okay. It's normal. You know, like.
Yeah.
He's not giving you gruff. He's just saying, he's just making an observation. Think of it that way.
Yeah. You know, again, it's their first time maybe on camera. You know, since you have a YouTube channel and all that, you know, you already know how to behave in front of a camera and a mic. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, even though you haven't posted in fucking years.
No. Yeah, you're right. I've been taking a lot of time off, actually.
Yeah, asshole.
Can't rush art.
Bro, I'm just waiting for the next part in the Resident Evil series. I'm not caring about the art part.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I beat that game like 3 times now.
Well, maybe you can play the new one. If you want. You know?
You're right.
You know, I don't know. Again, I don't even know when that shit will come out.
What we'll do is that me and will just like make a new episode.
Oh, you said a name. I'm gonna have to edit out that now.
We'll make a new episode, but it'll start with like the next game, and we'll just start the episode with like, it's a little different than we remembered. And we'll just like go from there. Just like we'll pretend it's the same playthrough that we started with.
Oh, yeah.
But again, we're still playing Resident Evil 2.
Who's this lady?
Yeah, who's this big titty vampire lady
with a Freddy Krueger claws or what the hell is her name? The lady, the Chinese
lady. I don't
lady
remember
from
that
X-Men?
in the original Resident Evil.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that I wanted to talk to you about, like that new Weeaboo movie that came out. You know, I wanted to, you know, intake your.
Hell yeah!
I wanted to get your take on, you know, the experience. Yes, talk about the movie because, you know, again, you are an anime viewer more than I am. Again, everybody here knows that I don't watch anime anymore.
Long story short, long story short, watch the movie first. Watch the movie first, then watch the anime.
Yes, you guys watch the movie. I'm not one watching because I don't care. But no, again,
no.
I'm not disrespecting.
I'm serious. It's a beautiful movie. Go watch it.
I'll watch it when it comes out on HBO Max. But
awesome.
But yeah, and I also wanted to talk about the experience of because I don't know if you're on TikTok or not, but I mean, I'm guessing you're not because I've sent you links and you're like, it doesn't work, and I'm like, all right, well that tells me you're not on it. All right, but that's the only way that I found out about the demon whatever shit, and
Demon Slayer. It's called, for those listening, Demon Slayer Infinity Train. I think that's the English title. Maybe
Infinity Train.
But just Google it. Google will correct you if you say Demon Slayer movie. You'll get it. Go watch it.
Or just put cringy anime movie that came out on Friday.
Don't listen to them. It's a great experience. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna love it.
I recommend the anime porn better, not this. There's a lot of anime porn on that.
I would recommend anime porn either way, but
Yeah, I recommend
also
it
watch
more.
the movie.
That's the only anime I watch. I'm a grown-up. Yeah, I have 9-year-olds on my wall, and what? I don't. All right, I don't. Yeah. I don't have any anime on me. I'm more of a horror comic. But again, I don't want to touch bases with that. This episode's already going on for too long. But either way,
but anytime you want me, I'll come and sing in front of you.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, after the next interview, I might take maybe a little break just to figure out other equipment, the editing part of that. Because right now I already know how to do the audio editing. Everything else is a little bit of a blur, so I have to get to know how to do that. And then after that, we'll see what we'll start with. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right then. Well, thank you everybody.
All right, well,
again.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to plug in anything right now, Zach, you can. Now's your time to whore yourself out. You slut.
No. I mean, all I wanted to say was thank you for having me on the show. It's been a delight.
Yeah, very. Anything you want to plug in?
Anything I want to plug in?
Yeah.
Check out. What did I call it? Crazy Austin. Check out crazyaustin.net. And that's Austin spelled AUSTIN. That is where I've shared all of my finished comics. Mm-hmm. I've got hundreds of comics that I've started and not finished. These are all the ones that I finished. So, it just goes to show the lack of experience and the lack of
motivation.
Aggressive. Yeah, motivation that I've going through. I haven't updated it in a while, but I do have a blog there. If I get a crazy number of subscribers on the website, I might keep doing the blog. If I get comments on the blog, I might keep doing it. Check it out.
Yeah, he's an incredible artist. I'm telling you, he's an incredible artist and a story writer. You guys would, whoever picks him up, you guys are very lucky to have him.
Awesome. That's basically all I wanted to plug. I wouldn't share my YouTube channel. That's all I'll give you.
Oh, okay. All right then. Well, that's pretty much it. This outro has been going on for long enough. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.